Welcome back to the Breaker Broz, and it is the Steelers week. So the Bengals have a big matchup this week at the Steelers. So starting off, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's been a while since we actually won in Pittsburgh, has it?
Probably. I can't think of the last time the Bengals have won in Pittsburgh.
Because I
First
think
thing comes to mind is the icky shuffle.
well, I remember because last year we won at home, I believe, right?
Yeah, that was a home game.
Yeah,
It was a home primetime game, right?
It was. I couldn't believe they didn't switch it out, but it was great though. It was a great overall game. But
Best game ever.
But yeah, I think so. What are you kind of expecting out of this game?
Well, I expect some bad offensive line play on the part of the Steelers. I think that the Bengals defensive line is going to harass Ben. We no longer have like the power forward sized defensive ends. We have more normal football sized defensive ends. So it remains to be seen whether or not we can take down Ben, but I think that they will be buzzing around him. I would hope that at his advanced age and with some of the life the defensive line has been showing, that Bengals will be able to get some. I don't know. What do you think about the offense?
To me, I we got to do everything we can to protect Joe Burrow, and I think the biggest thing we could do, especially in this game where the Steelers are going to look to have a bounce back week, we're looking to have a bounce back week, but at the same time, like, we got to take our lumps and we got to be smart about what we're doing. So I think the biggest thing for us is that we should just really establish the run game and figure it out. Whether we do good or bad, we got to figure it out this week. And if we're going to beat the Steelers, it's going to be because we run the ball really effectively, and then we're going to open up the pass game, not the other way around. Because the thing that scares me the most is the sacks, right? So
to me, I mean that's the thing I've been thinking about too. And like, here's like Goodberry had a tweet about that, and this has me concerned, right? Says that Burrow's not avoiding pressure, that 41% of the pressures turn into sacks, and that's the worst in the NFL, right? And it's basically twice as many as last year. So I wonder, I mean, Burrow's probably great, in practice throwing the ball, but is he all the way back to be able to protect himself, right? I mean, so I read this and then I was thinking about, a video, right? And all I can think of is this what the Steelers are going to do to Joe Burrow? He's just going to get vaporized, right? That worries me. Just the inability. It seems as though that's why people are blitzing, right? Is because when you beat the offensive line, it turns into a sack. So I don't even know if it's running or passing. I think it's just a high rate of return on blitzing then, right? Like the defenses have been successful thus far in sacking Burrow, so they're going to keep doing it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm playing against the Bengals, I'm going to test their offensive line any way I can, and then if you keep testing it, it's only a matter of time where you figure out where the holes is. But anyone that watches the Bengals or been watching for the last year and a half, they know it's the guards, right? So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we the only way we're gonna effectively win this game is controlling the ball, and it's not that I'm afraid of their offense, right? Because we know Ben Roethlisberger's not playing that well. I was expecting a lot more out of their offense, actually, quite frankly, but it seems like their defense and maybe special teams have bailed them out in certain situations, or maybe the Raiders are a lot better than what we think they are. But you would think the Steelers
It's September.
Well,
Raiders are always good in September,
no,
or at
but
least John
still,
Gruden's
but
good in
Steelers are
September.
still good enough to beat the Raiders at home on the second week, right? So that's what kind of gives me hope is that maybe the Steelers are
Yeah,
who we thought they were, right? I think me and you were
yeah,
agreeing that, maybe this is not their year, and they're actually showing that early, which is like
yeah.
a good sign for us because normally they show that late in the year. However, it's the Steelers. Realistically, we're going in their territory, but I mean, this is going to be
Yeah,
a big eye opener for both sides. So I mean, if we keep it close and we're really competitive, and I feel like if we protect Joe Burrow a lot better, then I would consider that a win.
I think Ben Roethlisberger has fooled me a number of times, right? And he's just like Lucy pulling out the football from old Mikey Brown there. Um, every time I think Ben Roethlisberger's washed, when he's done, he seems to like have like a 5 touchdown game that he pulls right out of his ass, right? Um, this feels like one of those times, right? Um, like we want him to be bad, and the Bengals do need a bounce back, and he hasn't looked good thus far, but somehow, some way, these things always seem to blindside me. So that's what I'm worried about is the old pulling the football away, and he puts up like 5 touchdowns in the first half, and we just think to ourselves like, where'd that come from? And then we'll go back to sucking next week. But I don't know, man. I mean, logically, it's just like the Steelers' offense doesn't seem to be very good. Their offensive line's bad. Um,
We're gonna
they
give
have
them
good,
fits. We're gonna give them
yeah,
fits.
yeah, and the defensive line's good for the Bengals so far this year. I mean, maybe it'll be a slugfest, but I just feel like this is gonna be. I'm worried about this game. I wouldn't put it past the Steelers to take out Joe Burrow. So, um, and I don't know if he's to the point where he can defend himself by running around. Seems to be a bit of a easy target thus far in the year, and I think that's on film, and that's what the Steelers are going to do, right? They're going to try to generate turnovers and sacks, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to bring in the pressure. That's why it's really important to kind of catch them off guard. But I think their defense definitely is better than our defense. However, I think we definitely have an advantage overall in offense. It's just how are we? Who's going to control the ball effectively is really what it's going to come down to. And then, but
Yeah.
I do see one of the. I mean, optimistically, it could be one of those things. Or optimistically, I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to go kind of back and forth. It could be one of those games where where you think it's going to go well, but it never really does, and then they just completely run over us. But I don't know. Like I said, I think what gives me hope is the last week game because I kind of felt like they would have just taken care of business, but they really didn't. But maybe the Raiders were better than what we thought they were. But I do see it kind of like a little bit of a struggle. Or maybe like I feel like maybe both offenses will kind of like have their way, but I don't know. It's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah. So what's your prediction? I'm pulling up the spread here. See what everybody says. So
Wow,
this
they only
is
have them winning by
DraftKings.
4.5. That's
So it's 4.5, and then the total points is
I think I feel like it's kind of
45.
accurate. It's
Yeah. Is that what you think?
very close. I mean, maybe a little bit higher than 45. Oh no. Actually, I think actually I would say probably higher than 45. I think I'm more in the 50 something range because I'm thinking like I said, it might be kind of sluggish or sloppy at first, but I think it's gonna be one of those games where it's like who has the ball last. But I do see the Steelers edging it out by like maybe 31-27 type deal.
Okay.
And that's optimistically, right? Because like it could be one of those games where like like you said, where it's just like you think we're gonna play well, and then boom, steamrolled.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not optimistic. I think the Steelers are gonna win. Uh, I'll consider it a victory if any of our major, if all of our major key players make it through the game without getting taken out. Chemo von Oelhoffen type style. But I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think that both offenses are going to struggle to score. Um, so I think it's going to be like one of those weird, lots of field goal, weird score. Um, Maybe like a defensive touchdown, special teams touchdown. So I'm thinking it's going to be something like a lot like last week, really, with against the Bears. So um, I guess I'll go 2017 Steelers over the Bengals.
Yeah, and just to
So
clarify, 31-27 Steelers. But and that's and like I said before, to me, what I want to see is them protect Joe Burrow a little bit better, and just be more decisive on offense and not get too cute. Just
yeah, they were kind of gimmicky, kind of cute, kind of whatever last week. I don't know. I mean, 2 weeks ago, you see the Rams have like wide receivers just streaking down the field with no defensive backs in sight. And the Bengals' game plan seemed to be, well, let's challenge their front seven with the run game. It's just like, well, that's what's good. The Rams strafed their secondary, not
well,
you
I
know
mean,
challenge their linebackers directly.
to be fair, I mean, Bears came back and they kind of responded better than what I think most people expected. So, but at the same time, I think too, like, you know, yeah, I just overall I want to see improvement on the offensive line, like that, like we know that's our weakness, but like it can't be that weak, right? We just want them to be average, and when they're below average, there's no way we're gonna win, right? So it's like that's what I want to see is just improvement, protecting Joe, and then just have some type of just confidence in what we're doing on offense. Get some
Yeah,
throws.
that's what I mean. It was like it seemed like we are like, okay, well, let's see what they do, and then we'll react to that instead of like, here's
And
what we're gonna do, and we're gonna challenge them.
and
You
and
know?
and also to be fair, I mean Joe Burrow just like the one thing I wish he would do sometimes is just go down. Like you don't always have to make a play, right? Like
Yeah,
especially now,
yeah.
like when you're trying to like maybe 2 years down
Just
the
go
road.
down or
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
it away, right?
Be Peyton Manning. Like he would just be like fall over like a goat, and just like play dead, Like he would, and
Yeah,
it
frightened
just
goat. Yeah,
yeah, and like you just like I would much
yeah,
rather have Joe Burrow throughout the whole season. But I mean, I really do appreciate his mentality because like he definitely has
yeah,
more mobility than I thought he would have. So like I see it, I
yeah,
believe he has it. He doesn't like, but to me, like you don't have to prove anything. Just go
yeah.
down. I want to see
Mhm.
our offensive line, just do better.
Right.
But we'll
Yeah,
see. You never know.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, to put it another way, I think last week the Bengals got out coached, and
oh yeah, for sure.
I think Mike Tomlin's a much better coach than was it Nagy?
Oh
Is he the
yeah,
coach for the
without a
Bears?
doubt,
And
no
and
question.
I just think, I mean, I fear that we'll get outcoached yet again. I mean, not in a week, but I mean, it's just Steelers always seem to get us. So I'm not feeling great about this game.
Yeah,
Man, this is depressing.
I like I said, there's really no moral victories in football, but at the same time, if I see us protect better, especially against the Steelers, it's going to give me hope because the season's not going to be over this weekend. So it's going to suck if we lose, right? I still think there's a chance we can win, but I mean, realistically, like just, but
There we
still,
go.
the season's not going to be over this weekend. But we got to protect Joe. That is
Yeah, let's think
one of
happy thoughts. Happy
yeah.
thoughts.
I know. That picture definitely makes me happy for sure because it's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
and actually
So
that
maybe,
game is really what gave me hope about Zach Taylor's because like there was no reason why the Bengals should have won that game. That was actually still an important game to the Steelers because that would have guaranteed the playoffs. But we came and we just like dominated throughout the whole game, and it was with a lot of like backups too. That was the crazy part. So like, and like I said, the Raiders showed me a lot. It showed that maybe we were right about the Steelers. Maybe we gave them a little bit too much credit, but again, it's still early. But we won't know until we know. So
yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully we're wrong. All right. Well, it's enough of this. So thanks for tuning in. To those subscribing, we really appreciate it. We need some more subscribers. We're on the drive for monetization so that we can upgrade our studio. We need a hot tub for Josh. So please maybe comment. What do you think's going to happen? What's the score? And until next time, I hope we catch you again.